Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be teaching you some of the basic commands in Linux. Now let's get started. Open up your Kali machine. Now open your terminal by clicking on Ctrl Alt T. Our first command is ls, which stands for list. It lists all the directories and files in the current working directory. Okay, so in order to navigate and move around, you can use the cd command, which stands for catch directory. Say, if you want to move into the desktop directory here, you can use cd desktop. And you can again use ls to list the files in the desktop. And you can use cd space dot dot to get out of the directory. And in order to find out your current working directory, you can use the command pwd, which stands for print working directory. Now the next command is clear, which is used to clear your screen. To find the IP address of your Kali machine, you can use the command ifconfig. Here I have got the IP address of my Kali machine. In case you're getting a weird IP address like 10.0.0.1 or 10.0.0.2, it is probably because your Kali machine is not able to communicate properly. So if that is the case, go to virtual machine settings, network adapter, and make sure it is bridged. That should solve the issue. Okay, so now let's check if this Kali machine is able to communicate with other machines. Now let's open the command prompt and try pinging our Kali machine. Okay, so 4 packets were sent and 4 were received. That means our Kali machine is able to communicate now. Now let's go back to our Kali machine. Our next command is trace route. This is used to trace the path taken by a computer to reach a particular website, the number of routers it passes through in between, and the time taken. So our next command is netstat. It shows us all the connections in and out of this computer. To create a new directory, you can use the command mkdir, which stands for make directory, and give a name, DigitalDjinn. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have created the directory here. To go inside the directory, you can hit on tab, it will automatically fill it up. Okay, now let's create a file inside this. The easiest way to create a file in Linux is using the touch command. Say touch and the name of the file. So as you can see here, we have successfully created the directory and a file inside it. We can use the echo command to print anything on the screen. Now let's put some contents into a file using the echo command. And the file name. So what this line does is it echoes this content into this file. So this file wasn't existing, so therefore a new file was created called test.txt, and this content was written into it. So here we can see that the contents have been added. So how to read this text file directly from the command line? You can use the cat command for this. Cat and file name. You can use the cp command to copy a file. The syntax is cp space the file name and the location. So we have successfully copied the file. We can use the mv command to move the file. Let's move the file on the desktop to downloads. So our file has been successfully moved on to the downloads. Okay, so now let's see how to delete a file or a directory. To delete this file, you can use the command, which stands for remove. See, now the file has been successfully removed. Now let's go back to the directory we created earlier. We can use the rmdir command to remove a directory. Okay, so since there are items in the directory, we are not able to remove it. So we can use remove -r, which stands for recursively. We used rm -r because the file had contents. So we had to recursively delete it. But then in case we have a directory, say, which is an empty directory, we can delete it using the rmdir command. Now, if we have a file with some contents, you can use the shred command to make it unreadable. So to change the password of your Kali machine, you can use the password command, passwd, and you have to use sudo for the root privilege. Now we have the wget command, which can be used to download from the internet. So let's get a link to download. Copy the link and paste it on the terminal by clicking Ctrl+Shift+V. See, now we have successfully downloaded from the internet. Similarly, to download from GitHub, you can also use the command git clone . Okay, so now let's talk about file permissions. First, let's create a simple bash script. We will simply type in a command to print a line. Now let's try to execute it. But it shows permission denied. So let's check the permissions. Okay, so in Linux, the file permissions are divided into three: admin, group, and public. Here the admin has read and write. The group has only read, and public also has only read. So one way to make this executable is using the chmod +x. So chmod and file name. See, as you can see, the color has changed to green. That means it is executable now. Let's try it out. If you notice now, all the three groups are given the execute permission. The admin, the group, and public. But what if we want to restrict it as per our wish? There's a different way to use chmod using numbers. So 1 stands for execute, 2 stands for write, and 4 stands for read. So if I want to give the admin the permissions to read, write, and execute, that will be 1 plus 2 plus 4, which is 7. And say I want to give the group only read and write. In that case, read and write. And say we want to give the public only the permission to execute. So we can write it as chmod. So the first number goes for admin, which is 7. The second for group, which is 6. Third for public, which is 1. And the file name. See, as you can see here, we have successfully changed as per our requirements. And if you have any doubts about any of the commands or how to use them, you can use the man command. You can use the history command to see all the commands you have entered earlier. Reboot command will reboot your system. And you can use shutdown to shut down your Kali machine. So thank you for watching my video and stay tuned for more.